I'm using Kayla's computer. I'm
Oh,
using Kayla's
okay.
computer. That's why I'm more clear.
It looks. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I thought it looked the same.
No, it looks way better. Like this
Oh.
is way better than mine. That's why I want to upgrade my laptop.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah, because then yeah, I want to upgrade my laptop. Yeah. Um. Oh,
Shit.
hey, awfully Irish. Hey guys.
Oh, you have to say it in
Uh,
the accent.
I cannot do an Irish accent. Irish accents sound like Jamaican pirates.
I can see
Like
that. You had to.
it's a combination that's unexpected,
You
and
have to attempt. You have to attempt to do that.
it just sounds like I'm just like I don't know how to do. I just don't know how to do it. Like Jamaican pirate is the closest thing that I can think of to be like, man, if there
Yeah.
were some Jamaicans and they sound like the pirates, like I feel like they sound the same. It's very similar. That's what it is. But I
So was
can't
he?
I can't make the accent because some of their words sound like ours or sound closer to Canadians. And then it's only when they're saying things like 33 that I'm just like, oh, okay.
Is that like a
Is
tongue
it
twister?
going through the accent?
It's
It's
like
like every
every
pirate
part
ever.
ever.
No.
Wait, did he go on? It's like go on, like GOON. Go on.
Guan. Guan.
Ah, I get Guan. Guan do.
I promise you, I will, but I want to be able to say an Irish sentence in that accent, but
You
oh
can't do
gosh.
that. That's what I said. Guan. Go on. Guan. I felt
Yeah,
like I butchered that.
it's like one syllable,
Okay.
not go on.
Woo!
Guan's a place. Are you saying Guam? Like Guam,
I
GWAM, Guam. That's a country, is it not?
no,
Or
I'm
no,
not
that's a
saying that.
territory of the United States.
I'm saying, is he saying go on? Like go on and do the act like that's what he's saying?
Yes,
Oh, okay, that's what I'm
yes.
saying. Like he's like go on, like GOON versus GOW. Okay, I guess. Same difference.
Listen. Oh man.
That's funny. I've never like reading that, I was like, what the heck did he just say? Oh, okay.
Man, I feel good. I feel really good. Say what's the story?
Story. That's an easy one. And go on it. Is said like
Guan?
you no you
Is it Guan?
yes I'm saying
Guan?
like you it that says goo. Like G use is like goo.
What's the
Guan.
story? I've heard what's the story, but every time I hear what's the story, I hear it in a New York accent, but I hear other people say that that's an Irish saying. But every time I hear what's the story, or no, not yeah, New York or British, I've never heard it in an Irish accent.
What's the story? What's that?
Like what's going on?
Oh, you can't just say what's going on.
No, it's a whole different culture. They do things
Got you.
way
Okay,
different.
that's how
Hey,
they do it.
Janai.
Hey, Janai, with the three ways. 1, 2, 3.
No, I'm going
Go
to
on.
Ireland in 2022. It's happening.
We're gonna see.
It's happening.
You have to come back with a different accent.
It was gonna be this year, but things last year just oh gosh, I didn't
Took a
know.
turn.
So yes, so 2022. Am I going in May or June? I think it's in May. At the end of May is when I'm going.
And how long are you staying? Hey, Kayla.
At least three
La,
weeks.
la, la,
At least
la.
3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's long. That should be
Hey,
good enough
Kayla.
time. Just yell upstairs.
No,
Hey, Kayla.
she's literally in the next room.
Oh, just.
If I knock on, but if I knock on the wall, the kids are going to be like, "Is it time to play? It's time. It's time to get up." I feel
Like,
like
no
she's been putting
thanks.
them to sleep longer than I have been trying to go to sleep. So yeah.
You didn't get any at all.
Yeah, 3 weeks I'll be out there. I think I told you guys I was supposed to be going this year, but last year happened. So I'll be going 2022, the end of May. Like, no excuses.
Are you gonna try different foods out there?
Absolutely. I don't see. Here's the thing, though. I don't think that I'm going to do beans for breakfast.
Oh no, I would never do that. I don't understand what.
Maybe my digestive system will be on a different time zone, and will be.
That's too early to be digesting that, though.
Yeah. Beans for breakfast is a lot.
That was
everything else I'm decently okay with, but beans for breakfast.
When he said beans for breakfast, it was just like, oh yeah, duh, you're supposed to eat beans for breakfast.
It's like we're saying, of course you have biscuits and eggs. What are you talking about?
In the comments like, no, you don't. We don't digest beans that early in the morning.
My digestive system is not that far awake. Like,
no.
Oh gosh, no.
Did he even say what kind of beans they were?
Because
there's
you know what? Because it looked like baked beans, but I'm not even sure what kind of beans. I don't know if I'm talking to Tom or Jared, but what kind of beans did you guys have for breakfast? Be ready to see a sea of white. Rural Ireland hasn't changed in ever. I'm not. I would. That actually wouldn't be a new thing for me, especially because I went to a predominantly white college. So it's And then even now in my position, I'm the only one of me. So yeah, I'm used to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I hosted a meeting and I was like, okay, camera's on. Oh, I'm the only one.
Like, never mind, camera's off.
Oh gosh, okay.
You don't have absolutely not. No, that's what eggs are for, bacon, biscuits, nothing of beans is in the morning time. That's a middle of the day.
What would be the equivalent of beans? I don't even know what would be the equivalent of beans in the morning. Beans? Yeah, because I'm like maybe the closest thing might be grits or potatoes. But no. Beans are just heavy. Hey, Jocelyn. Oh, okay. It's Jared. Yeah, it's baked beans. That's what it looked like.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, it looked like Bush's baked beans.
Oh, okay. Then no, I still wouldn't have it in the morning, even those are.
We don't even have biscuits. Sir. What is? I don't even.
So what do they do? Like rolls or French bread or what do you guys?
Wait, aren't biscuits cookies? Aren't they? Or is that no? Is that in London? I mean, wait.
Just ask them.
I don't know.
Just ask them.
I thought biscuits were cookies. Are they not?
Oh, Deborah, you got to touch up on your culture.
I was sure.
Where's Drake when you need him?
Listen, I don't know if Drake would have the response to that, but
no.
Jared, since you're here, don't you guys have our biscuits cookies, or am I completely wrong?
Like what? Like the coffee cookies they have, like.
Give it up, ladies. Give it up and act.
For what? For brekkie?
Who? No beans. Just know if somebody brought me breakfast and you have your eggs, your toast, your bacon, and then beans on the side, I would feel like somebody woke up after Memorial Day.
Yes, that's the only time.
And they put stuff together and wanted to get rid of the extra food. So they put beans on your plate because that's the only time is leftovers. That's the only time that I can think of.
Only time. But besides that, just to wake up and be like, oh, let's cook a can of baked beans for breakfast. No. Yeah. There's too many other beautiful breakfast foods to have. No thanks.
Yeah, biscuits, but the weird bread thing
y'all do is
not okay. Biscuits are cookies. Okay, cool.
You learn something new every day. Oh gosh, I don't know
When
if
you
I'll
come
be
out to the
irritated.
States, yeah, when you come out to the States, just like let me know in the introduction to all of the different things. Hey Drake. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning into the live. I am your host, Leah, and I am joined this week by Sister Rachel. I am so excited because this is our 50th episode.
Woo!
And we now have a sponsor. So we're doing great things. We're doing great things. Jared says, next you'll tell me you don't have grilled tomato with your breakfast. I don't eat tomatoes like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
I don't
grilled
really
tomato, that's
know.
too much time.
That
takes up too much time.
I would spend my time cutting potatoes and dicing up veggies to go in my omelet. But just to have a grilled tomato on the side, I don't have the palate for that. I don't like the consistency of tomatoes. Yeah, so upside down face. So Rachel, how has your day been?
It has been very eventful. I'm actually signing Layla up for school. She starts in August. So it's kind of bittersweet. You know, Pepe's like, Mommy, I'm going to go to school too. And I'm like, no, you're going to be a stay-at-home child, okay? You're not going to school.
So. Listen, preschool, maybe.
Right.
Does nobody in our family eat tomatoes?
I don't. I think, you know what? I take that back. I started doing the HelloFresh food. And so it's been dicing tomatoes up into like whatever meal we're having with like
a slice of diced tomatoes. I know we eat, but not a slice of tomato.
No, I would take that off in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't think any of us eat tomatoes.
Oh no, I just not doing that. Even on burgers or sandwiches, no, I take that off.
No, but that's great that Layla's actually going to. She's in kindergarten. She's gonna be pre-K.
Yeah, kindergarten.
Oh, she's kindergarten,
and she's gonna be in uniforms. I said, what?
Oh, California does uniforms.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
but the thing is, it's not like they don't have the variety that we had back in middle school where you could do your red shirt or your blue shirt. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it kills the same. They don't have that variety. You can only do Jocelyn. But Jocelyn likes the weird stuff, like just eating like whipped cream out of a cup.
That's true. Can't even argue with that.
Oh yeah, no. But no, they're really simple when it comes to their uniforms and stuff. So we literally just drove by her school earlier today so she can know where it's at, which is not even a mile up the road. So yeah, that was what
I forgot that you guys did. You guys had uniforms in high school?
Middle school, we had uniforms. I don't remember having uniforms in high school. Yeah, no, I don't remember.
We were in the Bay Area. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot they switched because they were trying to figure out what was going to work.
Yeah, no.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's what we did today. So what did you do today?
I hosted a meeting for a position that I've been in for 52 days. And I'm like, hey, I'm hoping I got my title right. So just like, yes, I'm the operations manager. And I report to so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
That's what I do. Everybody was just because I told you I'm the only one of me.
Yeah.
So they were just like, yes, Black lady, yes. We have diversity. Yes.
Speak to us.
So it's been a day. I've been really excited this week. I really wanted to showcase a lot of the great conversation starters that we've had throughout the show.
Yeah.
You've listened to the show. What do you since the show has started, what are some great takeaways that you've had?
I think the people coming from different backgrounds and seeing people's perspective on things. And I feel like that was my biggest takeaway. Like, I think who it was, Sashala. I don't want to butcher her name.
Shashala, yeah.
Shashala, yes. Um, I think she was a stickler, one of the sticklers, when she was talking about being in corporate and things like that. Like she made it look easy, you know, like despite like the issues she was facing and stuff like that. She definitely was a stickler for me. And then I know Lynette also as well too. She's like, I could like woosah with her. She's a very calm spirited person. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say this and that, but you know what? I don't even have time for you. And that's how I feel. Like anytime she's on live, I'll be like, oh, I said this is gonna be a real chill episode. So I think the takeaway with Lynette, like I said, she's very calm, but she gets a point across. But it also seems as though like what I've learned from her was that she's learned how to change her mindset and how she deals with people, and like she doesn't take a lot of bull crap and stuff like that. So
True.
I think not self-awareness, but a lot of self-care that I get from her that she's done for herself. That was a really big takeaway for me too.
Yeah, we've had some great guests who talk about the importance of utilizing their space to be able to speak what is true to them, to help them communicate to other people and not really get to the point of shrieking themselves. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to speak up. Nobody else is going to listen, things like that. And kind of break out of that mindset of dimming who they are to make other people feel comfortable. Because I think sometimes what happens is people get into this space of, well, I don't want to talk. I don't want to say anything because then what if I not just rock the boat, but what if I do something and people are going to look at me different?
Right.
But I think the most important part that I really want to, I want this show to carry is that it's important to advocate for yourself. It's important to speak up for yourself because there's not always going to be somebody else. There's not always going to be a sister, a friend, a parent, or whatever that's going to speak up for you. So if you have the tools to speak up for yourself, and even if you don't, listening to the show hopefully will bring that out where you can see how other people like Lynette, like Shashala, and I think everybody here in the comments have been on the show at one point or another. From Jared Awfully Irish to Janae, to yourself, to Jocelyn,
to
Drake as well, who have spoken up about what they've seen, where they draw their boundaries, and how they intend to be respected in their space. So that's really what I would hope that people would gain from the show.
Right. Do you think that you've reached that goal or accomplished to a certain extent from the episodes that you've released so far?
Yeah, I think that, and I do this like every 5 or 10 episodes. There comes a point where I have to pivot back to what the goal is, because sometimes we get off topic and talk about other things that have nothing to do with the theme of the show. And sometimes those are cool topics, but getting back to the theme, I think that is an ongoing goal of mine, to try to reach people where they are and not shame them and say, hey, why don't you know this? How come you're not doing better? And it's like, just because you know better doesn't mean you're always going to do better.
Exactly.
And so it's a practice every day. So with the show, I try to just like talking to the supporters and talking to the listeners, talking to close friends and family, and saying, hey, how to measure, to see what they're getting from the show, to measure how well I'm hitting that mark. Because I really want people to come in, not just share their story, but share the types of tools that they've used, whether that be church or therapy or building a support system from scratch, or moving to a new area, or learning how to take your power back, or learning how to stand up for yourself, learning how to do those things in those spaces so that they're not going through life with the hopes that somebody else is going to save them, or
Right.
they feel like their life isn't worth living out loud.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, 'cause especially like when it comes to speaking up for yourself, like you said, you're always worried about, all right, is this person gonna get offended by what I say? Like, yeah, I'm telling the truth, but are you gonna get offended by what I said, or are you gonna take it for what it is and then move on with it? Because then you feel like you're never going to be around people anymore because people always think you're coming off with a bad attitude, or you always got something to say type deal and things like that. But like you said, I think definitely creating that space will definitely help them be more vocal and just be themselves and do their self-care and be like, all right, is it me or is it them? Am I messing up, or is it the people that I'm around being too sensitive about what I'm saying? But there's always a way to go about what you're saying. It's always about how you say it, but also what you're saying. Like, you have to
Yes.
kind of tailor it to different people. Like, what I say to you, I won't say it to my friends, because they're different people. So
Right.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and also it's interesting that you say that. Some people think that when they draw boundaries, they feel other people may take that as an attack.
Right.
What do you mean I can't talk to you this way? What do you mean I can't joke with you like that? Like, yeah, I may be joking with you about your schoolwork, your inability to be in a relationship, or
Right.
why your credit is so bad, or whatever the case may be.
The
And
simplest
it's
stuff.
just a joke. And it's like, well, I don't want you to take my life situation as in jest. Like,
Right.
this is serious to me. This is the life that I live. And some people sometimes take you drawing your line in the sand. Hey, let's not cross this boundary, because then I don't need to spend time around you anymore,
Right.
And some people take that as like, well, why are you attacking me? What do you mean I can't be my true authentic self? What they're saying is, why can't I be an a-hole to you? Like, let me be a jerk. Let me treat you like you don't matter.
Right.
And I feel like it's really wild sometimes when people take that as an attack instead of an opportunity to learn. When people say, hey, this is the boundary, they're not saying, I want you out of my life. They're saying, no, I still want you here, but this is the space that I'm able to maintain a relationship with you.
Right. Just be aware. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel
That's
like,
all.
yeah, I feel like people don't, some people don't know how to, or some people are afraid of other people being hurt by it, that they practice, or they just don't say anything.
Right. I think also too that stems at too is like the positions people play in our lives as well too. It's like, you always got that whole common thing of like the elderly. Oh, you don't talk to me like that. I'm your elders. Okay, but you still not gonna talk to me crazy. Like, I don't care how old you are. Like, your age ain't gonna save you majority of the time anyway. So it's like the titles, feeling entitled to things. That's how I like to put it. People have a title that feels entitled to, like, oh, you're not gonna talk to me like that. I'm such and such. And what? Oh, okay. Just wondering.
So I have a question for the chat then. How do you pull the coattail of your elders? Like, how do you not necessarily put them in check, but how do you create boundaries with your elders?
Because you got the elders who be like, oh, then the minute you say something back, it's you being disrespectful. No, but you just came to me, so I'm gonna follow you up with something just the same. So it's not being disrespectful. Y'all taking it as talking back. Nah, we could. Oh, grabs my gears. God.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that people were in the comments. Ladies, if I made you breakfast, I reckon you got hand it straight back to me, because it seems like you're not a fan of Irish breakfast food. I wouldn't hand it back to you. I'm not rude.
I'd be like,
I would eat what I find like edible. And then be like, okay,
I'm full.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's what I would do. I'm not a rude person. I'm not a rude person.
Handing it back is just rude. Like, no, thanks, take it back.
Yeah, we are not at a restaurant, sir. That is not, no, especially no. Jocelyn Blasphemy. I think
Is that
I feel like
the
Jocelyn
tomato?
from the tomato.
Facts, be
Janae says facts. So how do you all create boundaries with your elders? And I know boundaries is something that we talk a lot about on the podcast, because when you do take up your space, it's not that you are taking up the space of yourself and others, but it's
right.
just you in advocating for yourself. So how do you create boundaries with your elders?
Are you asking me or the chat?
I'm asking you.
I think a lot of times I haven't had to have any of those issues with elder people. The times that I've had, I've had to. I mean, I would say something back. I mean, I would come off as like, I can't even say I won't even come off rude.
Well, what's
But
rude?
I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe the tone or your gestures. I guess you could. So I've been told recently, it's, oh well, you got a neck roll or your gesture comes off as like arrogance. And I'm just like, no, that's just how I'm saying it. I'm like, I'm sorry that you're perceiving it that way, but I'm just answering a question, you know? I just, I don't know. I guess do I create I don't know if I even create one. I feel like
You don't create boundaries with your elders?
I mean, I do to a certain extent. I mean, I guess I choose what I say. I guess my wording is that's how I create the boundary. I choose in how I say stuff, like the words that I use. Like, I guess, I don't know. Oh, sounds stressful.
It's not stressful. I'm just curious as to how you go about creating boundaries with your elders.
Right.
KK asked a good question. She says an elder though. Wait, hold on. I took it away. I put it back. Okay. Who is considered an elder though? I know, walk away and block them or say something slick about them and then go about my day.
Do you say it to them? Or
do you get on the phone and be like, girl, let me tell you something?
I think anybody considered an elder I can't even say anybody who's older than you. I would say elder as in like really the elderly generation, like 60s and up.
I feel like, but it's hard because I realize like how old I'm getting. But if you're at least, I know you ain't. I know you ain't.
What I do?
No, you ain't. It really depends, especially at work. At work, they say we're peers. So it's hard at work. So even if I say somebody who's 20 years older than me, I have people who are my peers at work. So that's a little bit different. But as far as elders in the community, whether that be in my actual community or in church, they're at least 20 years older than me. Like they have some age and experience. They also they have some age and experience. But I mean, I treat people like people. I don't treat them like dirt. But the elders have there's a certain air of respect that I give them just because that's just the way I was raised.
Right.
Like I don't really have any other reason to treat them any differently, but we've just been taught to treat them with respect.
Right.
It's all in the conversations we have. Shout out to my demeanor, because most elders don't try to be intrusive or suggest how to live my life.
Not the sigh.
Because they have suggestions.
Yeah,
they have
all the
recommendations.
All the time.
And you need to do, but well, Esther, how come you didn't do this?
Right.
Why are you telling me?
Right. Even when you don't ask, they're always, I didn't ask you. Like, I didn't give you a space to jump in and you give your 2 cents. Like, I didn't ask you. Maybe I'm just coming to vent. Maybe the question should be, now, are you venting to me, or are you asking for my suggestion or opinion? Then I can see you jumping in. But
that's why before I even have the conversation, hey, but I've learned who I can vent to, and who I can ask for advice from.
Right.
But I think that some elders try. Who they try.
Yeah, they do. But you guys, a lot of these elders trying to act like young folks. Like they back in high school. So I'm like, do you want me to treat you like you acted in high school, or treat you like your age? Because the minute I say something, it becomes, oh, well, I'm older. Tiffany,
Listen,
don't try that now.
That is a good point, because sometimes they do try to be buddy,
yeah,
and then pull rank. Either we start off where we don't have a close relationship, like I can't treat you like my homegirl,
right?
If you want to try to pull rank,
right?
Like that's and I'm grateful that that's not a thing in our family, where it's a situation of, well, no, let's be chummy, Rachel. But then once you say something I don't like, it's like, who you talking to?
Right, who you talking to?
Is not like that. I can come to you and talk to you as your equal, and not as somebody who's, oh, I'm older. I've been here. I've done that.
Right.
And so it's not like it's not like that whole thing where they try to pull rank.
Right. They don't separate the two.
It depends on your relationship with the elder. The ones that care for me mean well. It may come off as what I want to hear, but it's usually wisdom and is needed.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the advice. Okay.
Yeah. I can see that. That's a good one. Doesn't sound like much of a struggle.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm careful what I share, but I'm also careful as to what I expect back. Mm-hmm. Or not accept. Because if I start expecting things, then I'm going to get disappointed. Since I don't want to be disappointed, I just let it go. But I'm careful as to what I accept, because there are elders who will think that telling me that I need to lower my standards just so I can get married is great advice, when I'm just like, but have you met me? do you know who I am? My parents are right. Let's pump the brakes, because right. I mean, because I remember one was just like, oh, go ahead and have kids, and I was like, first of all, who's buying these diapers?
You can't just say that.
Who's paying for the milk? You paying for the school?
Right.
Like if you got it, I'll just go ahead and give me the money, and I'll have whenever I get ready. But
right. But just to say, go want to do something, like,
no. Oh, you need to go ahead and make this move.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. It brings
Pamela, listen.
Not Pamela.
You and Edna need to go have a seat.
Edna mode.
Y'all need to listen. Y'all need to leave me alone. y'all need to leave me alone.
And go worry about yours.
Yes. Or the older guys who are just like, well, no man, like one dude named Smitty. He's so old.
Oh God.
In Texas. He was like, he said, I went to Texas, and he actually fixed the brakes on my first car. Oh, you new out here? And I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't have an accent. Or where are you from? I was like, from California. Now this man is like senior citizen. Okay. He says, you ain't got a man? And I was like, I just moved here, sir. And he was like, oh, don't let that thing sit. Sir,
The older males are
listen,
so different though from the female
I just
elders.
need my breaks. I need my breaks fixed, sir.
He said, "Don't let that thing sit."
Listen.
I guess he's trying to give you advice, huh?
I don't want that. I make sure to be assertive about boundaries with elders and lead with love.
Lead with love.
That assertiveness can get you in trouble, though.
Oh, you're being disrespectful.
Absolutely.
I'm like, well,
watch who you're talking to now. It's wait a minute. I'm grown too. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Like, I'm just telling you that it's 7:30 at night.
You mean to tell me you know how to cook these ribs better than I do? Is that what you said?
Like, but I think that's what I said. I think the elder males are different than the elder females. Like, they're different.
Drake says the older women are the same. How do you think they're different, Rachel?
I feel like older males don't get for me, I haven't seen them get all, oh, well, watch who you talking to now, or I feel like when I've seen them, it's like, oh, all right now, okay, I see you. Like, it's like they're more laid back and chill, and not like, oh, remember who you talking to, I'm your this. Like, I see it from a dad's perspective, but anybody else, like uncle, god, dad, god, deacons in the church, I've never seen them get, I can't say feisty, so not a good word. I've never seen them get what's the word?
Passionate?
Not passionate, like a female gets sassy, they get feisty, they get a little spicy. I don't know what the male term for that. They get aggressive? I don't know. They never get aggressive like I've seen a female would get about stuff like that. So that's just in my experience, though.
Okay.
Older men are kinder.
Older men are kinder. I think Mike is just trying to put tokens in his bucket. More than older women.
Yes, they are.
Did Maya Angelou check a young Black woman on live TV?
Did she?
I don't know. Maybe she did, but that goes to Rachel's point about the whole respect thing. But I think I think that's I can only talk about our culture because that's the only culture I know. Right. And I think in the Black culture, a lot more women are more vocal about their respect as opposed to the men, because men are seen as men. Right. And regardless of what respect, regardless of the color, they're seen as men. Right. But women, especially Black women, are not held in esteem. And sometimes women have to work harder to be held in that esteem. Right. Some women try to force the issue, like Monique in these bonnets. But listen,
listen, I've been seeing these bonnets left and right, okay? And I'm like, dang, y'all saw the Monique stuff too? Good Lord, y'all trying to make a point? Like, that's just like the picture I just posted. I said, you fully dressed. Why you gotta have a bonnet on? Like, now I just feel like you're just trying to make a point. Like, you're fully dressed. She called her Maya Angelou. Yes, I remember this. I remember a clip of this, and it was just because she didn't okay, so you know how when we were younger, we can't call adults by their first name, but it's too formal to call them title last name, like Uncle Tim. We don't call him Mr. Poston. Right. But he's not our uncle, but he's a friend of the family. So we say Uncle Tim. Because we're not going to be 7 or 8 years old going, hey Tim, because we're not equal. So Ma calls it putting a handle on it. So putting a title on her name instead of saying, oh, this is Maya Angelou, is like, no. When you address me, I don't know what she said exactly, but it was because she didn't use the title full name. Yeah. Dang, well, nobody really says Miss Maya Angelou. They'd be like, Maya Angelou.
No, when you're talking about
Was
her
she?
in
Was that what
conversation,
she was
yes.
doing? Oh,
But
okay.
but no, she was on the show.
Okay, makes
And
a
so
difference.
when it's different when you're talking about somebody, right? As opposed to like if we're talking about Barack Obama, then we're talking about Barack Obama. But if we are talking to address Barack Obama or bringing him up or whatever the thing,
Right.
whatever the situation is, bringing him in front of an audience, it is President Barack Obama. We address
Gotcha.
him by his full title.
Especially if you don't know the person, like.
Yeah, like we're not kinfolk. First of all,
Right.
we did not grow up together. I don't know what you thought this
Right.
was.
Or it's the saying that they say, well, did I see you yesterday? Did I wake up to you this morning? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Just checking.
No,
Just
we are
checking.
not. We are not. We are not on a first name basis.
Right.
Mike says just take the bonnet off in public. It's for sleep. Next. I don't okay. Why is this a topic?
Because it's a topic. Everything is a topic.
Why is this have we really been in the house that long that this is now a topic?
But everything turns into a topic. Everything turns into a topic. But I guess maybe because it became such a big thing because Monique said something about it. She's big and known. So maybe that's probably why that, it blew up the way it did as well, too. Because word of mouth goes far.
Because it went into respectability politics, white supremacy. And I was like, y'all are getting too deep. Y'all getting too deep about this for no reason, and I have no idea why. What are we doing here? Janai says, I had conflicting feelings about it because everybody isn't raised to see that as a form of disrespect. Are you talking about the Miss Maya Angelou, right? I think that's what she's talking about. But
might be.
Yeah, so and Drake says Miss Maya almost showed down. But she did it with such grace. Like she wasn't aggressive about it. From my point of view. If I was on the receiving end of that, my collar would have been a little bit hot. But from my point of view, where I was, I felt like she had to establish it. Maybe the person didn't get the show notes. They didn't know.
I'm gonna have to go and see this because now y'all got me curious.
Yeah, I'll send it to you when I find it. Yes, because you can't tell them.
What else next? This next stuff is hilarious.
I'm trying to find out why this is so important now. After Monique tried to give marital advice, thank you, thank you. I'm just like Monique was canceled previously for trying to cancel Netflix, and then now, like I think it's just the person who's giving the message.
Right.
I really think that it's the person who's giving the message. Everybody is not. We don't need to walk around like we live in Walmart. I don't think that that's necessary. I think people should just act like they want to be treated. Just, in a perfect world, everybody would be treated like a human being. There would be no isms that we have to worry about. Classism, sexism, racism. We don't have to worry about respectability, politics, and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But that's not the world we live in. So you wearing a bonnet is not going to smash the patriarchy or tear down the walls of racism or
but dismantle. I think I saw like a lot of people what they were trying to get at was saying that the looks of a Black woman, like you're adding to, like, I guess Black females already try hard to present themselves in a certain way. So I think I saw somebody's perspective was, well, if we're talking about bonnets and things, like, no, it's not a big thing. But if we're trying to be seen as something, it's like we're giving in to what people are already saying about us. And you have those who are trying to be different about it. So I was like, I can see why, you wouldn't want to make a big deal, but I could also see the other side of it as well, too, of like why it is such a big thing. People do pay attention to us. Like, I'm like, I agree with the whole bonnet. I would wear a bonnet in public. Like I said, like the picture I just posted, it was just like You got your sweatshirt on, you got Jordans on, you got jeans. Your hair was clearly done. It was just like, what you put on a bonnet for? You know what I'm saying? And that's everybody's excuse of like, oh, well, I'm just running to the store, or I'm just doing this, or I'm just doing that. Yeah, but you I digress.
No, I mean, I think you're making a valid point, but I think that a lot of people are in the same, like their first thing to cry is their first thing to cry is just another person trying to tell Black women how to dress. And I'm just like, but we had etiquette classes. Like we actively have etiquette classes.
Right.
That, like, I know, did you go to it, or was it just okay?
No, we went.
Yeah. Okay, so we went to etiquette class. We know how to, like, so it's not just, oh, there's people trying to police the Black woman and just not letting her be and things like that. But it's like, and Drake says it all the time. He represents all Black men, but he doesn't represent all Black men. Like, but when he's out in public, he represents all Black men.
Right.
And it's like, it's the same thing, because I mean, and they say the same thing about the video girls. They say the same thing about people who are doing OnlyFans or doing things that diminishes the image of Black women. And no, we're not a monolith, but I think that it's I can't even say it's culturally relevant, because I've seen people who go out, just like you said, fully dressed, hair done. I mean, well, nails done, Jordans, expensive looking. What happened to Rachel? I think her battery died. But I've seen people go, and it's just really weird how much they spend on their outfit and how to look nice, and then they wear a head wrap or whatever. And it's like, look, people are going to do whatever they're going to do. So you can't really tell them. I'm not looking to tell somebody what they can and cannot wear. Please, what they can and cannot do. So it's really on them. Why is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Drake says Beyonce said it. Oh, Richard back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just kind of like blipped out. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what's going on.
I thought your phone died. Drake said, what if Beyonce said it? I don't think it's a matter of who says it, because Beyonce has her own fan base. I don't think that it's
and the Beehive will rock with whatever Beyonce says. Like, but I wouldn't care if Beyonce said it. I'm gonna feel how I feel. Like,
like I think it's nature versus nurture, where you grow up believing you act or present yourself a certain way to live the life that you want to live. And so if I don't think a snapshot of you in a bonnet outside is going to make or break your life, unless you have an image you have to uphold for a brand. I don't think it's going to make or break your life.
Because I know it goes in hand with people are just like, oh, you're looking dressed from the head to toe, but your kids look like, Who Shot John, or vice versa. Your kids look up to the par, but you come out of the house like you just didn't have time for yourself. Like, that was, I saw somebody try to bring that into the equation as well too with the bonnet. So I was like, ooh, y'all trying to pull everything out of the hat today.
I feel like people have too much time. This quarantine has told us we have way too much time to worry about different things. I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's more important things going on in the world, personally.
Absolutely.
But I just think that it's weird that everybody had to stop and gang up on one side or the other to talk about Black women politics, and then make it such a huge identity issue. I don't identify myself. Like, I don't even wear one to bed. Like, get your whole life.
Right. I mean, it's a phase. It's gonna pass. Like, it's always one big thing comes up and then it always passes. Like, it's gonna phase out eventually. Like,
yeah, I feel it. Mike says Ludacris wore a bonnet in solidarity with Black women. And Fast 17, Fast 9. Is it Fast 9?
25 at this point.
Or 36, whatever. The Beehive did not rock with that vegan lifestyle. It's funny, I do know a lot of Beyonce fans who are vegans. I don't know if they're vegan because of Beyonce, but a lot of them are vegan, and it's very interesting.
Oh God.
I have a scenario for you.
A scenario or scenario?
Well, I say scenario.
You do. So that means it's going to be a really fancy scenario.
It's not going to be fancy. Okay, so I don't know. We may have used this one, but I have two. So I don't remember what your response was, but we haven't done it here. So let's do it. Okay. Let's say you get married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not Michael. Okay. You get married.
I'm gonna say
yeah, you get married. Not Michael.
Okay.
Okay. So your step son, and you don't have like the best relationship, but you guys are cordial with each other. Okay. Let's say they're about 18. Okay. Your coworker, right? Your best friend at work, who is married as well, tells you that they've been seeing someone. When you get to the company picnic and your family shows up, she goes, "Oh yeah, that's him over there," and it's your stepson. What do you think you would do in that situation?
Woo! Oh God. Okay. Wait. Time out. I'm trying to make this make sense. Hold on. Like.
Okay. So your stepson.
Okay.
Your imaginary husband's kid, right?
Right.
Who's 18.
Right.
Okay. You find out that your stepson is dating your coworker who is also married.
Oh my God. If I could float away, I could.
Let me just die for a little while. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to die for a little while. What would I do? Is that the question?
Yeah. What do you think your responsibility is in that situation?
Listen, wait, hold on. Sorry. Had to take a little pit break. My responsibility, I mean, I guess. God, why would you put me in that situation in the first place?
I'm just curious.
Oh, I feel like, and you said I'm married to
you're married
the dad,
to,
right?
Yeah, you're married to the dad.
I mean, I guess my first thing would be to go talk to the dad. You know, like, do you know your son is dating somebody who married? You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd probably be my first thing to do. Like, you know, spill the tea. You know? And then I don't know. I don't know if I would put my hand to the pot. I don't know. I can't even answer that for you. Like, that's a tough one.
I feel like by telling the father, like, you absolutely put your hands in the pot. You started stirring. You got yourself a bowl. You're like, listen, I'm gonna go be a part of this. Let me go ahead and stir it on up.
Oh. I wish I was Stevie Wonder at the time. I just want to be Stevie Wonder. I don't see.
Would you continue being friends with the coworker?
say continue being friends, but I probably distance myself, you know, a little bit because I'm like, you married? You talking to him? Like, because some people like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people are okay with that. Whatever they do, that's what they do, and people are okay with that. So I think for me, I would distance myself. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to be your friend because I don't know what's going on in her relationship with her husband for him, you know, her to be dating him. Like the husband could be okay, like, oh, well, you know, he got a job. Well, he paying for both of our stuff. You got people like that. So from a distance, 6 feet, I guess. That's
just COVID regulations. Yes.
COVID
so
regulation. That's all I got. What would you do? What is your take on that?
I probably leave the picnic and just be like, hey, so
leave the picnic.
Hey, I know y'all just got here, but I gotta go. Something important called me from Guam.
Not Guam.
I just have to take a leave till all this blows over. I gotta go.
But you still know the information, so
I don't need to know anything. I can easily forget things and be like, what?
But what if she comes back and be like, oh, well, yeah, I told you. You do know.
What? Was it when the music was playing? Because you know my hearing went out. My hearing went out, like, because I went to that concert at one time. It was a Fantasia concert. It was great.
Yeah.
Have you heard Fantasia? You got her newest album? Yeah, she's great. She did a song with her mom. It was good.
It sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, but I got to go back to Guam. My internet connection isn't working well. So.
Sips water in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you got. You'll leave, float away.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't even think. I feel like I would have to. No, I can't even say I would have to tell. I would have to tell my spouse. Like
Right? Yeah. It's like you want to handle that. I'm just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger.
Like, no, because here's my thing. If I tell my spouse and my spouse and I disagree on the course of action that should be taken, now I'm upset about something that has nothing to do
with you. Yeah, I can.
So I forgot. My memory ain't what it used to be. I'm getting older. Like, let's just, I feel like let's just take a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky with little Einstein.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos is putting his ships. There's another seat on the ship to Mars that's going for bid. So I'm going to bid on that seat.
Sounds good.
They got a small loan to pay like $3 million to get on that seat to go out to space for a little while.
It briefs well.
Yeah. That's probably what I'll do.
In other words, you don't have an answer. Got it.
Yeah, I'll just leave. There's not much I can do in that situation. I'll be like,
no, there's not. Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
I've heard you. So the next scenario.
Oh, jeez.
A little closer to home. So with Layla going to school.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do, or what have you prepared yourself if somebody puts their hands on her?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So are we talking about students put their hands on her?
Yeah, like if she gets into a little tiff and Jimmy gets a little too, look here, somebody gets snatched up. Okay, no, that's me. I'm not going to say what I would do. But listen, working with kids, you know where to pinch just so you get that little.
So I'm not saying I haven't, I'm not even gonna take credit, but Michael has prepared her because being in daycare, he's just like, and we just had this debate too, but it was for adults. But for Layla, he just told him like, somebody hits you, you hit them back. Like, that's it, that's all. Like, And we were having the conversation of like adults, and I was just like, maybe it's a male thing of where if a dude is in your space, it's always resorting to, well, let's go take it outside and fight about it. And he's just like, so he's like, for me, he asked me, he's like, well, so if somebody is in your face, you not gonna hit them? No, I'm not gonna hit them. And he's like, well, he was like,
I think that is a guy thing. I'm
it is
honest. I
because,
think
well,
that's a guy thing.
his point to it was, you don't give nobody the opportunity to hit you first. And I'm just like, but that's gonna backfire, because if you hit them first,
let them swing. You can dodge it. Let them swing. Absolutely. And now you got to protect yourself.
Yeah, he's just like, I was just like, maybe that's just a male thing, because y'all always want to say, you want to go outside, we can take it outside. What y'all fighting for? Like, you gonna let somebody get
3
you out
feet
of
of space at the bar. That's what they're fighting for.
Yes, and it turns to bloody noses, broken noses, and I'm just like, that has to be a guy thing, because he's just like, well, no one's gonna, you ain't gonna hit them. Hit them for what? All they're doing is just wasting their breath. Because 9 times out of 10, if they gonna hit you, they would have hit you before they did all that talking in the first place. So no, I'm not gonna put my hands on somebody. Like, we talking, we just wasting breath at this point. Because at this point, I'ma just walk away, and then you gonna run out of breath, not me. So no, but with Layla, I still vouch the same thing. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. But don't go starting stuff just because they running their mouth. Like, they kids. Like, yeah. But yes, that's my take.
She does talk. So I feel like I'm very similar in that instance. Like, I would probably out talk someone where
right.
they would more likely be the first one to throw a punch.
Right.
Like, we can. You want to debate? Absolutely.
Right. We can do that all day long. Exactly.
Put your hands on me. I'm gonna go ahead and let you swing. Because then there's all these people who said it outside. You always knew the people who were taught to hit back.
Right.
But they want the fight so bad, but they have to wait to get hit first.
Right. In order to hit them back. Are any of the guys still in the comments? Because I really want to know is that's a guy thing.
Jer, Mike, Drake. I almost said Brandon. I was like, who is Brandon? That's his first name.
I want to know from the males, is that a guy thing to where y'all's first resort is to physically fight? Or do y'all walk away?
Did I ask Jackson? Jocelyn asked Eric. I want to know. Like, is it a thing of just like a man thing or a guy thing?
I think he said something along the lines of too, of like, okay, after y'all done fought about it, that kind of shows the respect of like, well, I beat your tail outside. So
but I'm just like, stuff in the forest. What is going on?
But after that, it's like, now you gonna be cool with somebody. You gonna be able to brag like, oh, well, I beat your tail in the parking lot, so you ain't gotta see me about nothing.
What if they come back? You never know who's packing.
Right.
We are adults.
Right.
Well, what if they say best 2 out of 3? What if his girl comes back and is like, go again? No, he wasn't ready the first time.
He wasn't ready this time. He ready now though. He ready now. Go ahead. He ready now. He saw that you hit with the left the last time, so he ready for the left hook again. So
and now she's in the back. Watch the left. Watch the left. Make sure you did. Janae says Jackson's at work, but I can tell you he won't tolerate disrespect.
But disrespect as in what though? Like
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like, I get nobody wants to tolerate disrespect, but at what point is it really disrespect? Like, getting in my face, that's causes you to you hear, so we just go. But if you talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I saying it right? I don't know if I'm explaining.
I get it. Yeah. I mean,
like, nobody,
not a guy thing. We don't fight as much as one thinks. We respect the physical.
Elaborate. Respect the physical.
I feel like Mike likes talking in haikus. It's just say the thing. just say the thing. I think I mean, I wouldn't say that guys fight more than girls, but I'm just like, I just want to know, like, at what point does it become I'm gonna hit you before you hit me kind of thing?
Yeah. Like, can y'all withhold? Like, say someone.
He said he's too old to fight.
I can understand that.
Listen.
I can understand that. Like, at some point, yeah. Like,
at the same time, when people say, "Listen, I'm too old for this," it's like,
yeah, that means we really don't need to be doing this right now. Like,
and if they really don't want to do it, you might want to take a walk. You might just want to go ahead, pull off, walk away. There's a reason to be involved in this.
Come out of retirement.
Listen, we know someone can die, so we don't fight as much. How hard are y'all fighting? Like, what?
And that's what I'm saying. They fight. Like, they don't just. You know what I'm saying? Like they go, they fight. Like fight.
Okay. This is must be another episode where y'all critique our answers. I'm just curious.
I'm getting clarity.
I'm just curious.
I'm getting clarity.
I just wanna understand it. Like, at what point are guys like, look, I'm in survival mode, and I need to go ahead and take off on people before I get a
right.
Like, that sounds like prison rules.
Not prison rules, or it's like, I can't.
Hi, Lenora. I'm. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I did not text you, but thank you for coming. We're wrapping up, but thank you for coming.
Johnny come lately.
Yeah, she's gotten on me for like the last 2 weeks because I didn't text her before the live.
Terrible.
I think she wasn't happy.
I think my clarity is coming into like, okay, is it like, okay, you know, it can be like, for me, don't call me the B word, right? Even though females use it like, oh, I'm not really calling you a B, but you know, no, don't call me that at all. I have a name, you can use it, you know,
right?
Or hey boo, you know, but don't call me the B word, you know. So I'm thinking, for men, is it like you not finna call me a certain name? It's kind of like what's the movie with Will Smith? Call me a one more time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of build up that they get is what? Why
she call you by your full name?
I have no idea.
Ooh, you in trouble.
I didn't even do anything.
Ooh,
I guess that's what I was just asking. Like, I wasn't trying to critique answers. I was getting clarity from the question.
It's always survival mode. We size each other up all the time.
Okay, that's a good answer. I can see that we size each other up. I got it. Like, all right, I ain't gonna let this 300-pound dude smash me, you know, and I'm like 190. I can see that, you know, like I can see.
I had to just translate smash into something. I was like, wait, what?
Oh God,
what are you talking about right now?
Crush.
Okay.
Oh God, it's time to wrap it up.
Get
off the live.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel, for not having any more innuendos in this last 2 minutes. Appreciate you so much. Where can people find you, Rachel?
People can find me. Well, not really me, but they can find my daughters at the Instagram _Denny_girls. And then, of course, it's not posted, but I do have a Facebook page where you can show off all of your little minis, you know, in their fashion, in their sneakers. As you all know, I love fashion. I love dressing my girls up. The Facebook page is called Swag Kids and Sneakers. So you don't have to have high quality brands or dress to the nine. It's really about, you know, it's kind of like adults showing themselves, but this is for your kids as well too. So you guys can all go to that page. It's called Swag Kids and Sneakers. Come join, come one, come all. We don't discriminate. But yeah, that's where you can find me and my girls. Come join. I drop all the latest sneakers that's coming out. If you are into sneakers, for your kids, for anybody really. So we drop all the latest hot stuff and things like that too. So come one, come all.
Oh. I am in the Facebook group. I was like, wait a minute, I know about this group. What's going on?
Yes, you're in it.
Yes, and I have the outfit of the day. Thank you, Rachel. Shout out to everyone again for making this first 50 episodes just amazing. I appreciate everyone for being a part of it. Shout out to Janai, Kayla, Jocelyn, Rachel, Lenora, Mike, Drake, Jer, awfully Irish, of course. And do I have everybody?
Lenora.
I was scrolling down. I was scrolling.
Sorry.
It's a lot of comments to go through. And thank you to Lenora as well for being on. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. I feel so good about having a sponsor. It's like,
yay.
Another level of achievement.
Right.
Before you go, just wanted to, let y'all know, if you haven't already, just follow us at Take a Space Pod. That's Take a Space POD on Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Sorry. And then Champions of Discourse. We actually have a seminar coming up for professional communication boot camp. We're returning back to work in the next few months, and what better way to go back to work than enhancing our communication skills? So if you go to championsofdiscourse.com/bootcamp, you'll be able to get signed up and reserve your seat. There's only 15 slots. Only have 15 slots available for this seminar. So make sure that you sign up or tell a friend. We're at Champions of Discourse on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Took me a minute, but finally got the LinkedIn page going, and YouTube. Also, make sure Jake is one of the co-hosts for this show, Black Horror Humor. Black Horror Humor is a show where it's two Black people, one African American. The African American is Drake. Review horror films, and we give our reviews of them in a very comical way. We had Mike on there. His episode was released a couple weeks ago, and then our most recent episode is Shan, where we review shorts. So feature-length films, short films on different platforms like YouTube, Shudder, et cetera, et cetera. So even if you don't like horror films, check it out. We have our own comedic spin on what we think and how we would survive in those universes. So follow us at Black Horror Humor on Instagram and Twitter at BHH Podcast. Thank you all again so much. Thank you to all the guests that I've had. Thank you to Rachel. Appreciate you for coming by. I hope that you all have a great one. Make sure you share, make sure you like, and make sure you keep taking up space wherever you can in your life. Right. Y'all have a great one. Peace. Bye.